Fun with Manjusha. Hello friends, welcome back once again. Today we will be discussing on a very important question: how do people make paper out of trees and why not use something else? Before that, let us recall that the precious trees give us papers. For the introduction, I would be explaining that what is a paper. A paper is a material which is manufactured in thin sheets from the pulp of wood or other fibrous substances, which is used for writing, drawing or printing on or as wrapping a material. In simple words, we can say that the material which is produced from the wood pulp or other fibrous substances has a vast amount of usage, like writing, drawing, printing or wrapping any object. Let us read about the history of paper now. The history of paper dates back almost 2000 years to when inventors in China first crafted cloth sheets to record their drawings and writings. Before then, people communicated through pictures and symbols etched on a stone, bones, cave walls or clay tablets. Paper as we know it today was first made in Liang, which is located in China, by Tsai Lun. He was a Chinese court official. In all likelihood, he mixed mulberry bark, hemp and rags with water, mashed it into pulp, pressed out the liquid and hung the thin mat to dry in the sun. During the 8th century, Muslims from the region that is now known as Syria, Saudi Arabia and Iraq learned the Chinese secret of paper making when they captured a Chinese paper mill. Later, when the Muslims invaded Europe, they brought this secret with them. The first paper mill was built in Spain then, and soon paper mill was being made at Europe all across. Over the next 800 years, paper was used for printing important books, Bibles and legal documents. England began making large supplies of paper in the late 15th century and supplied the colonies with paper for many years. Finally, in the late 17th century, most of the countries built paper mill in them. Most of the country's paper mills used the Chinese method of shredding old rags and clothes into individual fibers to make paper. As the demand for paper grew, the mills changed used fiber from trees because wood was less expensive and more abundant than cloth. Today, paper is made from trees mostly grown in forests and from recovered paper. Recycling has always been a part of paper making. So when you recycle your used paper, paper mills will use them to make new newspapers, notebook paper and paper grocery bags, also corrugated boxes, envelopes, magazines, cartons and other paper products. Besides using recovered papers and trees to make paper, paper mills may also use wood chips and sawdust left over the lumber operations. Let me tell you that lumber operations are the type of operations whose products are used to make houses, furniture and other things. Today, more than 36% of the fiber used to make new paper products in a lot of countries come from recycled sources. Now, let us get to know about how do people make paper out of trees today. Loggers cut the trees, then they load them into the trucks and bring them to mills. Then machines, they slice off the bark and big wood chippers chop the logs into small bits. Those chips are boiled into a soup that looks like a toothpaste. To get out all the lumps, it is mashed flat, dried, and cut up into sheets of paper. The entire process, from planting a seed and buying your notebook, sticky notes, diary, sheets, etc., takes a very long time. Just growing the trees takes 10 to 20 years. Cutting a high amount of trees and make papers out of it, is it harmful? Yes. Making a tons of paper from trees can harm the planet. Humans cut down 80,000 to 160,000 trees around the world every day and use many of them to make paper. Some of those trees come from the tree farms, but loggers also cut down forests for paper, which means that it loses the homes of animals and birds. Cutting down forests also contributes to climate change, and paper factories pollute the air. So after you throw the paper in the trash, a truck takes it to a dump where it takes 6 to 9 years to decompose the paper. So, if paper isn't good for the environment, why do people don't write on something else? The answer is that they do. They write in the computers, in the tablets and cell phones, and people use much less paper than in the past. Maybe a day will come when we won't use paper at all, or will save it for very special books and artworks. So, do remember to recycle as much as paper as you can. It will benefit us only. Thank you for watching the video. We will meet in the next video. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Namaste.